What's going on, guys? It's Smiles, the Honest Producer, and here's some quick tips for mixing your drums. Let's go. All right, the beat that we're looking at today is for the song No Time by Chamberlain. That's got 7300 Sniper on it, and my boy Leak are on there. Super fire song. Make sure you go check that out. That's on the Philly tape. It's on his Philly tape, out now on all platforms. Let's get right into it, though. We'll take a listen to the beat, and then we're going to go through and break down how I mixed it.
Smile for me.
First things first, super important to me to add the extra rhythm to your beats, to add that extra feeling of progression to your beats. Always be pulling different drums out and putting different drums in. It's good to have, your regular pattern. Like, that's what this is. The hook is the simplified drums. And once we get into the verse, you guys can see I added some open hi-hats. Over here, I added a couple of different perks that weren't there normally. And even if you guys take a look, it's literally one hit. On this one, it's a quick roll, a 3-hit roll. So it's always important to me to be adding things away, taking things away. Where the verse starts here, there's no 808. And then before we transition into the second part of the verse, we take the hi-hats away. So you guys can check it out like this. And then right there again, I added the triangle. So that's first and foremost. Just add drums, take drums away, little hits, just to give that sense of progression to the beat, like, oh, we're actually going somewhere. So for the mixing, let's go ahead and find, this is probably the part where I got the most drums. Yeah. So let's go ahead and loop. We could probably just loop this right here. We're just going to go ahead and loop this little 4 bars here and get into it. So super important when you're mixing drums, especially in a case like this where you got a lot of different little hits, a lot of accent hits, open hats, everything like that. Panning. Put one a little bit off to the right, a little bit off to the left, a little more off to the left, a little more off to the right. It's not super important where you put them, just to add some depth to the song. Like, watch, if I go ahead and reset these to 0, you guys are going to hear, it still sounds cool, but it's all coming right at you. There we go. If you guys got headphones on, you can hear how much better that sounds. We got some of the hats and the hits coming from this side, some coming from the other side. It adds a lot more depth, a lot more variety to the beat, and it just puts the listener even more, immersed in the beat. Next up, you want to find which of your drums are going to really be the anchors. In most cases, it'll be the 808 or the kick and the snare. In my case, snare and the kick. So what you want to do is make sure that those are the most predominant sounds. Those are the ones that are popping out the most. That's going to kind of be the anchor for the rapper to bounce off of. So what I do is just turn all the other ones down, find good levels for them. In this case, I even turned the snare down because it was so loud. Nothing wrong with that. I really feel like a lot of beats, the snares are too loud, and I put my headphones on and it's just this like crack, and it almost makes it unpleasant to listen to the song because it's doing too much. So I turned the snare way down. You guys can hear. If I turn it back up, that's just doing too much. It doesn't need that. The beat needs more of a calming snare on there, not something so aggressive. And I also did something that I very rarely do on this one, is I added reverb to the main snare. Not a whole lot, but still reverb on there. You can see the decay is super short. It's not very wet. But because the artist Chamberlain is a singer, I wanted to add that kind of R&B vibe while still keeping it trappy for the features. In this case, something I've been doing too, I've been putting my 808s in mono if I have a kick on it. Not all the time, but sometimes. And if you guys want to take a listen, it's just like... And for parts of the song where I have the 808 and the kick playing together, it just makes it sound a lot better. They're not really fighting for the same space. They just go a lot nicer. I'm not big on sidechain and kicks and 808s. That's just not for me. Next, I also like to go through and add reverb to a lot of the perks and a lot of the hits. Let me see. Yeah, in this case, like some of them I really probably went real big with it. Yeah, like That Decay is huge on there. But again, he's a singer. And so I wanted to give that spacey R&B vibe, even though it was more of a up-tempo trap beat. And then finally, I take all of my drums with the exception of the kick and the 808. A lot of people probably put those in when they group drums. I don't. I never group the kick and 808. They always stay independent. So I'll take the snare all the way through the open hi-hat. I route them to a drum bus. And then on that bus, I'll put the Waves H-Comp. You can just go select any of these presets. I like the heavy drums. I make sure to turn the analog all the way off. You know what I'm saying? I left this one. I'm pretty sure that's just the standard ratio on there. You can adjust the punch and the attack as needed. You adjust your threshold as needed. Let's take a listen. I barely want the compressor to do anything as far as actually compressing. I just kind of use it as a glue to keep all of the drums together. We turn our output up a little bit if you want them smacking a little bit more. And that's about it. All right, so I reset all the drums, standard volumes. The only thing that they have is the reverb. I'm not going back and shutting all the reverbs off. But let's take a listen to it now, and then we're going to take a listen to it how I had it before, and you're going to hear the difference. All right, now let's throw let's throw the panning, the volume adjustments, and the compressor on. All right, guys, there you have it. Some quick tips for mixing your drums to get your beat smacking. Make sure you comment or send us a DM if you got anything that you want to see, any questions you have. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.